Dr. Drolet, the Big Bang Theory implies that before the big explosion there was nothing. So how can we explain the birth of matter?
From nothing.
From nothing,
Okay.
yes.
So this, of course, was assumed by many people and by religious people. As a matter of fact, the guy, I would say, who invented the term Big Bang was somehow to make some ridicule about this Catholic priest who talk about everything coming from a Big Bang, because the external, the faraway galaxies really expand and go further and further from us. So he realized that if we go back in time, it should come from a single point that some people call a Big Bang, just to make fun of it. But finally, the expression stayed. But what I want to tell you about this is again assuming that there was nothing before and that there is nothing else than our universe exists. Just as in some Bibles, I won't say which, but in some Bibles that it was understood that the earth was the center of the universe and the stars would only be points on a fixed ceiling. Okay, so what happens is that since Hubble and the telescope and that were with which we have realized that not only Jupiter but the Earth is a planet circling around the sun, then we realized that we were not the whole universe or the main part of it, but there is a whole solar system with many planets, and after that there is a diffuse point that we thought was some kind of cloud that some people realized it was a galaxy. This is our neighbor, the Andromeda galaxy, which is much bigger than Milky Way. And now with the Hubble telescope that was sent in orbit many years ago, a couple of decades ago, we realized that there are billions and billions of galaxies. It's estimated from what they call the deep field of Hubble that is published and available on the internet anywhere. I have already estimated from the size of the field that they present in the picture and the angle and the number of galaxies there, that there would be approximately 10 to the power 11, that is 100 billions of galaxies in our universe. But this is assuming that we are the only universe that exists from that single Big Bang. But with the knowledge of matter and antimatter, as I explained in some of the courses I'm giving, that when matter is created, there is always antimatter that is created in the same quantity. So, and when matter meets antimatter, it annihilates and it's transferred in electromagnetic energy. So, how come we have an abundance of matter that and the antimatter is not there to annihilate the matter? If you think of that with the basic knowledge and logic, I came to the conclusion, as I assume many scientists will or has already, that there must be universes outside our Big Bang initiator where antimatter predominates. Okay, so then we are in a universe of predominant matter, but there must be somewhere a universe of predominant antimatter. So also from the Buddhists, from the historic Buddha and the Buddhist ancient writings, Buddhists believe that there are huge numbers of universes, billions of universes like ours, and even in the infinitely small quantum mechanics, some old ancient Buddhist text affirm that there must be an infinite number of smaller worlds. And the physicists have developed a theory about that with not only 4 dimensions, like general relativity of Einstein, but with 10 and 11 dimensions. But nobody can verify this. But anyway, the Buddhists already mentioned that these things can exist, and but we can say, well, you cannot prove that, not any more than you can prove that reincarnation really exists. But can you prove that it doesn't exist? So actually, this is the same thing as the other universes. From what we know in 2015, it's logical that there must be other universes of antimatter so that we can exist, because from the laws of physics that we know today, you simply cannot create matter without antimatter. So what has God to do with this? I would say that depending on how you define God. I like the idea of this, this Spanish priest or father who said that God is like the cosmic energy that vibrates in everything that exists, including yourself, myself, and all there is. So with this, I would say, openness and global view of what God would be, there is no need for any fight or any war between religion, because somehow they should all be one. And that's what teaches really the basic spirituality and Buddhism. But so in Buddhism, the people talk about half God and whole gods, but the historic Buddha was not seeing himself as a god. He said, I am a human to help the gods who fight together. But I think the Buddhist philosophy goes much broader than that. And so I hope I have answered to a few of the questions you didn't even ask.
You certainly did, Dr. Drolet. What are the main energies that surround us?
Well, this is a very broad question, but what kinds of energy? We could think, of course, of the electromagnetic energy, like the visible light, because without visible light, we couldn't see each other. So, but on this visible light, we have to be aware that what we see is not really just what you are, but it's the photons that are shining on you that reflects so I can see you. So without a source of photons, I just couldn't see you, unless I would have eyes sensitive to infrared. Then I will see your pattern as a gray person, because your temperature is higher than the surrounding. So this is about an example of electromagnetic energy. That's very important. But also, of course, there is the gravitational energy. Without gravitational energy, we would be floating. Suppose we would be at a constant speed around the Earth, like the astronaut, then we could stay like this. We would not be very stable, but we could stay in equilibrium. But why are we attracted to the ground? It's because of gravitational energy. Okay? Why is the Earth circling around the sun? It's mainly gravitational energy. Why does stars go around the center of Milky Way? It's still a lot of gravitational energy. So this is something that is published in what I've called the Rumat paradigm tome. This is tome volume 2, and this is available from the internet, of course. So that's it about, let's say, electromagnetic energy. There are electromagnetic energy of all kinds of frequency. Power supply 60 Hertz or 60 cycles per second with long wavelength. With the Rumat therapy, for instance, this is in the very low frequency range, but with specific waveform that induce electromagnetic waves similar to those of the nervous system. So this is to tell you that visible light is impressive, okay? But there are all types of electromagnetic wave, including radio, television, infrared, X-ray, gamma rays, okay? So these are all types of energy. Now, as far as the magnetic energy, we can say, somehow the magnetic energy is resulting from the electric energy, because it's when an electric current is flowing around a certain center of attraction, it creates what we call a magnetic moment, a magnetic field, a magnetic energy. So, like the rings of the Rumat therapy system, for instance, there is a current flowing in the ring, creates a magnetic field perpendicular to the center, and if you hold a little magnet in the center or anywhere within the ring, then you will realize that when the magnetic field of the little magnet is perpendicular to the magnetic field of the ring, then there will be an alignment force. This is why you feel a vibration when you hold a little magnet to make sure that the field is there. But also you can listen to it. Then it involves the what we call the mechanical energy of sound. So that's another kind of energy. And we could go on for about half a day talking about different kinds of energy, but I think that's enough for now. What do you think?
Thank you. Yes, thank you.